Clearing emotional overload meditation. Sometimes we find ourselves in a situation where we have not been processing the emotions, or bigger things happen in our life that we find ourselves really triggered by certain aspects. And emotions overall is not a good or bad thing. It's a necessary part of our human experience. It is a guidance system for us to know which actions to take sometimes, as natural response to situations where we need to keep our boundaries, where we feel hurt. It is completely normal expression. We tend to avoid negative emotions, but they are just as useful as the positive emotions. The only time it's not as useful is when we keep unprocessed emotions in our body. And this is pretty common because positive or more comfortable emotions, they are flowing through our system with no blockages. But uncomfortable emotions, sometimes they get stuck in our system if we were not trained to process them. If growing up in the childhood, we didn't have a good example how to release those emotions. And as you know, emotional intelligence is not generally taught at school. So if we didn't have a useful environment that could help us to regulate our emotional responses to certain things, very often we hold a lot of blocks in our body, in our system, that eventually prevents the energy flow. And you may notice yourself sometimes reacting to certain things that are not very reasonable in the situation. And these are the triggers that activate our default emotional responses that are most likely anchored in our childhood. So today's meditation's intention is to help you process and release those old emotions that are still stuck in your system, so that the new emotions could be flowing easily and not piling up on the clutter that is already in your system. So when you're ready, just close your eyes. Get comfortable, whether you're sitting or laying down. Notice your breathing. Notice how your chest goes up and down gently. You may notice even your heartbeat. And thank your conscious mind for noticing every physical sensation, every sound, a taste, or smell, or any visual coming up. The most important part in this journey is to become aware of your emotions. And sometimes when our emotions are deep suppressed, it's hard to access that. But often we get triggered in different situations, and you may notice the patterns. So if you are having some experience of similar patterns, similar emotions being triggered. This will be a useful process for you. And if you're not sure, if you're not fully aware, just take a moment to relax, to breathe in and out, and notice what emotions are you experiencing now. Your mind might go to recent situations that you encountered, considering how it made you feel. Just notice. Maybe some memory comes up from the past that was significant in your life experience. And notice the emotion that comes along with that memory. So just notice where in your body do you feel that emotion. You will become aware of those details. Just pay attention and notice. Sometimes you may notice that certain emotions are anchored in a specific chakra. Sometimes just in some area of your body. Whatever you notice, just pay attention. And notice if you are able to name those emotions that you are experiencing in the moment. Usually those blocked or stuck emotions are not one of the comfortable ones. And you may notice some sadness, loneliness, hurt, disappointment, maybe some fear, anxiety, powerlessness, overwhelm, or maybe anger, shame, or guilt. Whatever emotions you are experiencing in the moment, it's useful to name them. And notice what color does each emotion express itself with. Very likely they will have certain different colors. And as you become very clear where in your body you experience that emotion, or those emotions, just notice how some kind of container or a tank appears next to you, outside of your body. It is a big container that can hold a lot of liquid. And so notice how the unprocessed emotions from your past experiences, from your childhood maybe even passed on experiences through generations or past lives. Everything is possible. So just notice how those emotions are somehow released into that tank or container. Maybe through a pipe, filling up that container and being released out of your physical body. Just thank each of the emotion that you're experiencing for willing to be released eventually out of your system. And notice as those emotions are being released into the tank, they're flowing little by little. Might be sticky, might be messy, but just notice and thank. Notice and thank. And if there is some kind of blockage that is not allowing the emotions to flow into the tank, thank the block for preventing you from experiencing those uncomfortable emotions. Thank it for keeping you safe. And most likely, the block will disappear, dissolve in some way. So just thank those emotions for being released out of your body into the tank. Notice how all the triggers, all the unprocessed memories from the past are also being released into the tank. Notice how you feel lighter and lighter in your body. You were holding on to those emotions for so long, and you may feel already some energy shift, maybe some tingling, maybe some lightness, sometimes even a bit negative, some discomfort can be felt, because these emotions were there for so long, your body got used to it. And now, as they are being processed, there's a big shift happening internally for you. Notice how the tank is filling up to the edge. And at some point, notice how we install a tap under that tank. So when you open the tap, all those emotions can be released into the earth. The earth alone knows how to recycle the energy. The earth will transmute that energy into the positive one, into nutrients, elements, water, whatever your physicality requires. So just notice how the tank is being emptied into the earth. That's right. Just thank all those emotions for flowing out. You may recognize the colors of those emotions. Just notice how they are being released. And notice if there's been some sticky, gooey emotions. You may need to wash the tank, rinse it with clean water. And know that the structure is always available for you to release those emotions. The emotions are meant to move through your body. They're meant to emote. out of your system, through your system. That is a necessary mechanism. It allows that energy flow. But when your emotions get stuck and when they're not being processed fully, your energy stops from flowing. So now as you're releasing those old unprocessed emotions, notice how the new emotions can begin to move freely through your body. Whether the positive, comfortable emotions, or maybe uncomfortable emotions, each of them provides the useful information. Each of them carries the message. So just notice how the new emotions can move freely through your system. Notice how you begin to feel differently, think differently, as your emotions as well triggers some thinking patterns. That's right. That's right. Let's invite your being to make all the arrangements necessary to bring the beam of white light through your crown chakra, allowing the universe energy to flow through your crown, through your third eye, your throat, through your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, your root chakra, all the way down to the feet, filling your body with the light. So that light will help to process and clear those emotions even more. And as that light flows through your system, notice how it connects to the earth. And through your feet, notice how you receive the nutrients and elements, water, and whatever your physicality requires. It is the processed and transformed, transmuted energy from your emotions. It's purified, it's supportive. And notice how pure energy from earth is flowing into your system, through your feet, through your root chakra, your solar, your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye up to the crown. Notice how your body is filled with light from the universe and with the energy from the earth, supporting your spiritual and physical aspects. And just notice how the energy flows freely through your chakra system, through your organs, your tissues. Every single cell of your body receives that powerful energy. That's right. Notice how emotions begin to move more and more freely. Notice how you approach the situation with no judgment, with full acceptance. And just observe, just notice your experience as new emotions arise. That's right. That's right. And let's invite your being to make all the arrangements necessary to allow this emotional clearing to continue more deeply and thoroughly while you're sleeping and dreaming, and gently in the background as you're going about your normal daily activities to the best comfort of your physical body, your mind, your emotions. And and more noticeable for your conscious mind. How you begin to think differently, feel differently, behave differently. Notice how those triggers are no longer active. You're no longer responding in the usual way. Now the calmness and peace of mind is taking over. That's right. That's right. And when you're ready, only when you're fully ready, you can allow your eyes to open and feel fully relaxed, refreshed, and calm. Take as long as you need. Take as long as you need.